is what we're gonna do. Hi, everybody. Joining already. Good to see you. Can you all hear me? Yes. There's a candy cane in the house. Can Candy Cane hear me? Is my audio good? Where should we start? Where do we start? Where to start? I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. Gotta get my head in the game. What to do. Get some inspiration up here real quick. See if I can find my mojo. All right, what does everybody think? What would we like to work on today? Thank you. Oh yeah, Wrestling His Life is back. Hello, sir. I haven't looked at this young lady in a while either, not seriously. So I'm kind of looking at her for the first time and again, seeing that this sacrum needs a little molesting. I feel like that could be interesting. Kind of doing some, I'm doing costume design at the same time I'm doing figure sculpting. So let's look into, I like the idea of this piece going around her neck, extending down and becoming this thing coming over her butt here. Could be cool. Kind of lackadaisically forming that shape. Well, I like Not Your Mom. Well, damn, this is beautiful. Thank you. That's possibly the best compliment I've ever gotten. Will she have a necklace? You know, the funny thing is I have such a hard time forcing myself to do garments at all like I am now that I have to really think about it. So will she have a necklace? It's not a bad idea. I just hadn't really pondered it. I mean, I guess for me, it's all about the narrative of who she is as a person. Because I'm not against her having a necklace, but if she does have a necklace, I want it to have intrinsic meaning to the piece, you know, or some form of development for her. This whole piece is about rebirth and reinventing oneself. This is going to be a phoenix landing in her hand. And this, if you pay close attention, is a knife. So the idea there of the phoenix is being this kind of, honestly, this placid kind of mythology. But what's unique about this, the storyline or narrative or depiction, is that this is a character that's essentially going to sacrifice the phoenix, and by that taking her own destiny in her hand, taking control of her own destiny. So if if she were to have a necklace or any other form of adornment, I would want it to be part of the overall narrative or aesthetic in a meaningful way. I don't like decorative for its own sake, if you know what I mean. Oh my God. Wow, the Gababura fought in Hell's Paradise. Okay, good reference, thank you. Phoenix time, oh yes. Or as old Henry Rollins put it, it's time to shine. Emotional healing. I like that, right? Because this is kind of a violent piece, and I like bringing in an emotional healing element. That's not bad at all. Like that. It's a good idea. I'm going to make a mold. Yeah, when I'm done with this is all Roboplastilina. So when I am done, this is going to get cast. I'm going to cast this in silicone. Probably going to stream it. No, I'm going to stream it. Not probably. I'm going to stream it. And you guys can watch, if you so desire, that process. Cast it with a silicone mold. And then, or mold it, sorry. And then cast it with, first I'm going to do a, that is not working. What do you call it? A not braining. I'm going to cast it initially in a resin, and then test that process, and then I'll come back and I'll do a polyurethane. Not a polyurethane. Good God, words not wording. I will do a hydrocal, and then I'm going to cast it in a alloy like bronze. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the plan. Right now I'm trying hard not to think about the technical process. I'm trying to stay as much as I can in the moment of creation. Yeah, I like that. I mean, the necklace is an interesting thing, right? It's especially a short one because it's right over, a pretty vital part of our lives, ourselves, our larynx. It's where we speak. It's also important for our breathing. It's also ingestion. So, like, the throat is this overwhelmingly important part of who we are. So, a necklace by association is pretty important, metaphorically. So, I like that. Thank you. I do appreciate that. It's pretty awesome to get positive feedback from strangers. But I guess if you come back and watch the whole thing, you won't be strangers anymore, will you? Close the door so this funky ass music isn't echoing through the house. Silver fins? Alright, I'll check that out. device go? There he is. How long have I been sculpting? That is a little bit of an ephemeral question. I started sculpting, you know, on an academic level when I went to art school in New York, but, you know, so that would have been in the 90s. But honestly, my focus was professional, which I worked professionally in the visual effects industry, where I sculpted digitally. So my first big movie was the first Harry Potter. I sculpted the centaur and the troll heads and faces. And by plural, meaning each of the expressions that they made. But I haven't worked in clay, honestly, since, at least not very much, since college. So I found this clay in a toolbox over here last month. So this is really the first time I've had my hands in clay in like 20 years. Yeah. So this is kind of like an old relationship for me that I'm just very comfortable. It's like kind of like coming home. I wasn't ready for that. I'm sorry. Did I go sideways on you? In motion. Thank you. The title, at least the intended title, the working title, is Hand of Fate. It's been a minute, but I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if you're a movie fan, but like that line from Pet Sematary, "What belongs to you comes home to you." You know, I think my core value, even though I worked in visual effects for 25 years, I think my real core was always to be a sculptor. So it's just kind of like coming home. So, to answer your question, our young lady here, ow, I just put a hole in my foot. Oh, that was awesome. Oh, yeah, 5/16 all thread. Just went through my foot, like Jesus. Yeah, so glad I answered your question by showing you. Wow. That was fun. Okay. It's not bleeding too bad. Yeah, I just dropped that all thread right in the middle of my foot. That was awesome. Well, thank you. I'm literally bleeding from my art right now. Nice. Dioramas are cool. Waterfall, one with a mesh. Nice. Metal resin. Yeah, fantastic. Well, I'm not going to show you because I just impaled my foot. All right, fine, I'll show you. Where'd it go? Where's the camera at? Where the hell is the camera at? Where are we right now? Well, I've got this metal rod that I'm using to, what's going on? The camera's not updating. That's weird. Yeah, I've got this metal rod that I'm using to, is an armature. Armature that is supporting her, 2 points, in the foot and in the, right underneath the cloth. I'm working on the hand and the blade kind of back and forth. Why is that camera not updating? It's disturbing me. Let's see. See if we get an update now on that camera. Sorry. The downward angle on the back rib, that's what needs to be on the front, but flared before it tapers. All right, not quite sure how to interpret that. But thank you. Okay. All right, let's get into this little palisus muscle. A little muscle that traces. If you were to make this some nanosculpus snuff box, it's a little shape right here that's formed between two tendons. Often indicative of a stronger subject. Spinning them real damn good and ass. Man's rolling over in his grave. Actually, Camille Claudel's rolling over in her grave. Yeah. Old Camille. Camille was Rodin's apprentice, and she's kind of a muse. I believe they were in fact lovers. She was an extremely talented sculptor. A lot of things that are well, not a lot. Some of the things get attributed to Rodin that she actually did. You can really tell the difference. His is more masculine, feminine, and hers is more feminine, masculine, if you will. The yin before the yang, as it were. But you can really feel the sultry nature in her work. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe my mother, who is 80 years old, is on the stream. And my 80-year-old mother is on TikTok. Just saying. Just saying. So first of all, watch your mouth. Watch your goddamn mouth. Yeah, she's pretty awesome. Like Camille Claudel, she was a bit of a interesting specimen. She still is, she's still alive. She got her pilot's license at, what age was it? 60? Is that when you got it? When you were 60 years old when you got your pilot's license? Actually, even more impressive than her getting her pilot's license when she was 60, the first time she soloed. If you're familiar with flying, solo means the first time you were ever in a plane by yourself without the instructor. Imagine the very first time you're ever in a plane without the instructor and coming in for a landing, no fault of her own. The landing gear fell off. Her Piper Cub, the front landing gear literally frickin' fell off while she was landing, and she still managed to crash land that thing safely. At 60, the first time she soloed. It's like, yeah, there's badass, and then there's my mom. Can we see your drawing? I don't know, can you see the, well, I mean, there's, actually you can see any of my drawings. If you want to go to just my profile, you can see drawings, or if you want to go to beau.art, you can see a bunch of drawings. Yeah, I do have an awesome mom. Yeah, very unassuming, Midwestern school teacher of a mom. Just running around being awesome. She, Mama Lisa. That's not what you said, but I like that. A ligament in the shoulder. Which ligament do you think I'm ligament? Are there any ligaments in the shoulder? Which ligament in the shoulder are you referring to? Challenge you. Hit me up with some Latin. What you got? What you got, nihilist? If you want to get into sculpting, where would you start? Go get some clay. I think there's something very specific about the experience of just literally squishing the clay between your fingers and feeling the three-dimensionality, become familiar with it as its own entity. What is clay? Get some clay. Step one, buy clay. Right? Just start playing with it, feeling it, thinking about the process. The connection between your mind and your hand is sculpting, right? Sculpting is literally the manifestation of thought and ideas. So practice that. Do it. Do that. Make thoughts become reality via manifestation of three-dimensionality. Yeah. Well, I did work on a handful of movies, like a few dozen. So yeah, I appreciate that you think it's cinematic. It was my intention to, well, that, and I wanted to create an overall just gestalt of an ambiance, so it sounds like it's working. Thank you. clavicle attaches in the front, where you have it at the top of the shoulder. Clavicle attaches here and there. What are you talking about? Two places. Attaches to the sternum via just ligaments. And the shoulder, it's via tendons to the musculature. This little girl thumb here, which we give her a thumb job, as it were. Meow. And Big Back is back. What's up, man? If I remember, Big Back, you were having, if I remember, last time we discussed you were having some challenges. I believe involving a test that you took. Is that correct? How are you? How you doing? How's your relations with your father? I believe those were your concern. He's a changed man, Jesus. Is that good? I hope that's good. Well, I don't know. Change isn't always good. I hope that's good. See, you're gonna be pissed when the armature's in the wrong place. Yeah, it's good. All right, good. Don't think you even told me what kind of test it was. I believe it was academic, I think. All right, well, thanks for popping in, dude. Oh yeah, I'll be here for a while. Of the Sprigga from Skyrim. You know, I never really played Skyrim, so I don't really know that reference. Actually, I suddenly forgot what the name of that little round muscle is right there. It's a little round muscle right there, and I forgot the name of it. Mr. Raven's out there. I'm sure he'll be quick to point it out. Can't think of that. To look that up later. I forgot the name of that muscle. So I've been working on it off and on, so through January. You know, a few hours here and there. Took a week off, being sick. A couple hours a day. So I think last week I estimated I was at like 35 hours, so I'm probably at 40 hours now. Thank you. You guys can see what I'm doing? What's up, monkey? It's happening right now. You're on it. What do you mean you just checked? I've been streaming for an hour. Yeah, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. It's all up, dude. If it's not, tell me. I'm drinking, let me see, I have a cheat sheet. I'm drinking a, where's the picture, where's the camera? Cooper's Hawk, so I can get this around here. Is that right? Cooper's Hawk. Red blend. Doing a terrible job of demonstrating. There you go. Cooper's Hawk red blend. Black cherry. Blueberry. No, that's the wrong one. Here we go. This one. Black cherry, blackberry, tobacco, vanilla, and pepper. That's what they claim it tastes like. I do like it. I'm not sure I can quite identify all of those particular flavors. Nice. I'm going to be really sad if I get into this, realize to tear this hand apart because the armature is not in the right place. We shall see. I'll just give her a bigger hand. People, for the rest of my life, people will be like, why's her hand so big? Because I had to cover up the big ass armature I put underneath her. I don't really like vocals in my sultry music, so I'm gonna give her a pop. How about this? All right. Thank you. It be like that. It be like that. That's a good name. Missed it, boom, body. I did mic the bottle. You caught me. I just ripped the tip off my knife here like a jabroni. Yes, I totally did. You wanna know why? Because it's awesome, right? Let me see if we can find it here. Yes, I totally put a mic on my bottle. You caught me. Because I think it's cool to hear that sound. And I had an extra mic. They came in a package of 2. This knife is gonna piss me off. It's gonna be a delicate part. We're still not working on the bird. Dude, you're an antagonist, and yes, you're right. You're right. You're totally calling me out for being a wussy, but I have not endeavored to bird. I will. I had a stressful day. Stressful day dealing with software and challenges. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna work on easy stuff tonight. Give myself an out. And they're still doing squaring that. I hate being a bitch. Yes. Dude, I spent the entire weekend, I think, trying to learn VM Mix, which is a different software for streaming other than OBS, more professional software. It's got some interesting aspects to it, but very frustrating. So I'm going to start streaming on Instagram as well soon. At least that's the intention, but not tonight because I could not get VMix to work. Tip for learning anatomy. I mean, I went at it real hard. You know, I studied by going to Columbia Medical School and dissecting humans. That's how I went about learning anatomy. That doesn't mean you have to do it that way. You know, Bridgman is obviously, you know, the standard. You know, before I, you know, knew what I was doing, I was definitely into Hogarth, but highly stylized stuff. Hogarth is nice because he simplifies and creates shapes, but he's also kind of does you an injustice in the long run because now you're learning his stylization rather than your own or reality, either reality or your own. I mean, Peck was a big one for me. He's a little bit lesser known, out of New York. Actually, all these guys are out of New York. So I would check out Peck and Bridgman. Yeah, Prokopenko guy, he's got some good stuff, you know. I really can't fault him. You know, he's on YouTube. Nice interactives. But I think it's about getting a feel for it. I mean, I even think that my weight training experiences in sports and whatnot was a big part of it, you know, because I became very familiar not only with the muscles, but how they functioned. None of this is necessarily advice, which is what you asked for. So how do I answer you? How does somebody learn anatomy? I think it's a continuous thing. You know, even when I think I've got it, I realize, not really. You know, because we have so many, like, basically we just lie to ourselves all the time. And the more you do, the more you discover your own lies and misconceptions. So the study of anatomy is to be a constant student, that's for sure. I don't know if you wanted all this, but I don't know if you wanted all this answer, but I'm giving it to you. Thank you. Starting to get there. Hands are a pain in the arnis. You can really constantly stay in the gesture phase. If you start getting detailed, too soon, you have messed up. Yeah, we're digging the tunes. Can you suckers count? Surprised anybody knows what movie that's from. How did I learn sculpture? Goodness. Oh, well, I mean, inevitably the answer is by doing it. And secondly, I'm not sure that I have learned sculpture. Just a guy playing with some clay. Just a guy in his basement playing with clay. Well, I'm a huge fan of the old Art Deco. Around the same time, there was a lot of naturalists doing some pretty incredible work. Kind of got lost, as it were, in art history. Man, I am just right up against that armature right there. I really don't want to tear that hand apart to get to the armature. Thank you, Kelly. I very much appreciate you. Flexor ulnaris. That's what I'm getting at right now. Well, yeah, I studied anatomy. I studied at an art school. I had the benefit of getting an opportunity to dissect at Columbia Medical School. Well, specifically to assist in dissection. My instructor dissected. So that was cool. Got a lot of hands-on. Obviously, that was not the beginning of my or end of my anatomy studies. So it's just a highlight. And a cadaver really isn't, it's great for, I would say, things like origin and insertion and understanding the relationship spatially between the muscles, but it absolutely is not great for form. You don't learn form from cadavers because the body is like 80% water, right? We're essentially water balloons that are constantly being inflated by our heart. Think about that, like everything about it, your arms or, just everything. It's just basically an inflated balloon, right? It's just balloons, right? This is roundy. It's roundy because it's being inflated. And when you die, no more internal pressure. Everything changes shape on a cadaver. So it's good for some things, but it's not good for understanding morphology, shape, form. It's good for understanding relationships between forms, but not understanding the form in its essence. What? Left wondering how meat eaters felt about the similarities. You're gonna have to continue. You're gonna fill more details in. Not that I don't have an opinion on the topic, but I just want to hear what you're specifically addressing first. I just got flagged for nudity because TikTok is brilliant. So I'll probably stop and restart my stream here in a minute. I love being censored by a Chinese company. Something that seems ironic. Not quite sure why. Oh, are you talking about you talking about the show, the traveling show? I mean, what's it called? Oh, for shit's sake, why can't I think of it? Traveling show, is that what you're referring to? Bodyworks? Is it called Bodyworks? I mean, it's amazing. Again, that's not very naturalistic, obviously, because of, like I was saying earlier, about the the fact that our body's supported by our heart. So there's definitely some not naturalistic aspects of it, but I mean, great. I mean, I loved the show. It's fantastic. Jesus. All right, well, I'm going to restart the stream so that we can not be oppressed by the overlord TikTok for thinking that I'm profane. So please come back in a second. In the back. Howdy ho. Hello, everybody. Welcome back if you're coming back. Welcome if you're new. Do a little bit of drawing, yes. You can see a little bit in the back. If you go to my profile, you can see some of my other drawings and paintings. Or Beau.art, it's there. Yeah, check it out. This is actually the first time I've sculpted it in a while. It just feels, damn, it feels good to be a gangsta, as it were. Glad to be back. The hell? There we go. There's some proper experimental jazz for us. Let's give her a spin and a pour. You know what? I've spent a little time on this arm down here. It's feeling generally kind of gesturally okay, so let's see what else there is to focus on, huh? Shall we now? I don't know. I am starting to brainstorm for the next piece after this. Does anybody have any thoughts, desires, interests, value systems? What do you guys think? I think I'm going to work on this foot next. Try to get that shape in there. Thank you, Donalyn Jimenez. Thank you. Are you still there, Boom Buddy? You still chilling out there in the ether? So I had a meeting today with my business partners regarding the nightclub. That is getting very interesting. I'm currently designing a 200-foot wide, going around multiple walls by 15-foot tall projection screen that I'm going to project 3D animation on that I create, and photography and video, to create a ambiance, background ambiance for the nightclub. I think it's going to be the bomb. Yeah, I started researching projectors. There's the group called Team Lab in Tokyo that I witnessed. They use these Epsons that have 25,000 lumens. They're pretty gnarly and pretty goddamn expensive, considering I would need like 10 of them to do that big a wall. Like 25 grand a piece. Sand sculptures, Jesus. That separates the men from the boys, as it were, proverbially. Working a temporal medium like sand. A little thing called the peroneus that sometimes shows up right here, a little tendon. Comes down, wraps around the ankle. Mistakes. We make happy little peroneus. Bob Ross were an anatomist. Willie Nelson. Don't have a logo yet. In fact, we're still actually debating names for the club. I like Bella and Belle. Belle, of course, because it's the masculine of my name. One of the other guys involved really likes Altair, which kind of surprised me because he comes off as pretty like a normal guy. Altair being the planet that Dr. Morbius was on in Forbidden Planet. So that blew my mind. And Mr. Straight wanted to do that. I'm like, really? Maybe you're not that straight. Maybe you're a little bit of a crooked. Bella. You like Bella? Well, Bella, yeah, Bella, that's great. Forbidden Planet, that's great, but obscure. Yeah, I think I agree with you on both fronts. I like Bella. It's obscure, so it'd be kind of, I'm sorry, Altair would be obscure. Bella's kind of straightforward. Means beautiful. Belle in French, Bella in Italian. I like them both. This is basically a nightclub slash art gallery that we're creating here in the Midwest. I'm going to cast this silicone mold, cast it in resin. Based on the success of that, I'm going to come back and cast it in an alloy, bronze, pewter, something. Or if Boom Body has his way, it'll be straight up silver. Yeah? Are you in the Midwest? I am in Kansas City. It's my ex. Well, you messed up. If your ex looks like this, you messed up. My wife looks, I would say 90% like this. This thing in her hand is going to be a bird, a phoenix. Caw, caw. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. Come alive. Wow. Let's get her. Let's get her ballet toe here. What do you call this? First position? I don't know. Trying to get this ballet toe here. When I grow up and grow a pair and get into modeling this bird, I'm going to cast, after I figure out what the shape is, I'm going to cast it down like a shadow onto the ground. And that's going to be the base where this toe connects. I'll hold it all up in the air. Thank you, Lily. Trying real hard, Ringo. Thank you, Jeff. Well, Brianna, I appreciate you. I actually just started streaming on TikTok not very long ago, so totally appreciating the love. And if you want to tell any of your friends about me, I wouldn't be upset. Yeah, I'm looking forward to myself, you know, some exploration. You know, right now I'm kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better term, masturbating. That this is all like knowns for me. Like I know how to refine a figure. I'm kind of like, to be honest with you, me being completely transparent and honest with strangers, I'm a little afraid of the bird, just on an artistic level. Like I don't know that I have it visualized yet, like where that bird's gonna go. I want it to be a combination of feathers and flames. Like I don't want to sit here and model feathers because if it's boring to do, it's boring to look at. And I don't want to sit here and model feathers. I don't think you want to sit here and look at feathers. I don't think you want to sit here and watch me model feathers. I want to actually, but what I do want to do is kind of like her hair. You know, my intention was her hair to have a metaphorical similarity to flame. I want the feathers to be like flame. So I'm kind of working on that in my head. How do I do that? But very soon, like this week. This week I'm gonna be getting into the bird. Cake shows, god damn. Wow. Is she cake? I'm gonna make a naked lady out of cake. I like that. I'm gonna make a naked lady out of cake and you're gonna eat it. How did I start doing clay art? I picked up a piece of clay and started squeezing it. I remember I went to art school in New York in the 90s. And then when I graduated, I started working in visual effects and film. And I've been working digitally most of my life, honestly. And I'm pretty goddamn tired of digital at this point. Like I have to really, like I'm working on a movie right now and I have to make myself do it. Just not fun in the joy anymore, but I am loving working in clay. I've worked on quite a few movies. You can see them on IMDb if you want to. Beau on IMDb, you can see a bunch. The one that seems to grab people's attention the most is I worked on the first Harry Potter. I sculpted the centaur and troll faces. The expressions in the faces, phenomes, made them speak on the first Harry Potter. It's probably one you're familiar with. But a bunch of movies. Bunch of commercials. I did not work on 300. A lot of my friends worked on 300. I was actually in the studio where they made 300. Well, one of the companies worked on 300. I was working on, yeah. And this is kind of part of working on movies. You never, really have complete control of your own destiny. I did not work on 300. Instead, I worked on Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Same director. Well, no, not same director. Similar, yep, same production pipeline. Anyway, I worked on Shark Boy and Lava Girl at the same time at the same studio where 300 was getting put together in Sin City. You love Shark Boy and Lava Girl. All right. So I got a little kudos. Somebody out there likes Shark Boy Lava Girl. But yeah, a bunch of stuff. Many movies. Many movies. I actually haven't seen all the movies I worked on. And in fact, sometimes I don't even remember them. I'll be looking at something, I'm like, why is this so familiar? Oh, crap, because I worked on it. Richard McDonald. Is that the guy that did the Cirque du Soleil stuff? Is that what you're talking about when you say Richard McDonald? I don't remember. I got too many names in my head. Right, yeah. No, I mean, he's great. I love him. I'm not being dismissive because I didn't recall his name. He's great stuff. I love old Richie McDonald. See the similarity? People giving away their family's art. Yeah, I think during the pandemic, everybody was a little out of their damn mind. Well, a little bit. That's cool. Start a gallery if you got more art than you know what to do with. Why not? I'm going to cast this. So I'm actually in the middle of developing a art gallery nightclub here in Kansas City with some associates of mine. So when I cast this, it will very likely be displayed in that gallery. To answer your question. I'm going to cast, first I'm going to cast silicone mold and then create a resin. And then based on the success of that, then I'll make a plaster, lay a hydrocal, and cast it in an alloy like bronze or pewter. Yeah, it is exciting. I'm feeling very blessed right now. I am very blessed right now. It's hard. It's hard to remember you're blessed, and I am feeling very blessed right now that some people have seen me in person and on stream and addressed me and responded, and I'm now going to be a part of a very exciting project here in Kansas City, starting a gallery on a. It's going to have multifaceted gallery. It's going to be traditional art, digital art. Cupid hammering an arrow. When did I find all this talent? Jesus Christ. You make it sound like I came out of the closet. What's there? Maybe there's some parallels. I mean, maybe just when you said it. Maybe just now. I'm not sure what you're asking when you say casting covers what you've done. I'm going to cast this, meaning I'm going to pour silicone on it and create a negative of this positive, and then I'll reproduce a positive from that in a different material, an archival material, starting with resin and then later with an alloy. I have a website, if you're interested in that, beau.art, beau.art. You can see, actually everything up there is two-dimensional. I don't know how much you can see in the background, but everything on the website is two-dimensional. It will be 3D, you know, like this soon. That's the intention. You want to get a rotation? I'll give you a little spinaroo. On one of the angles, you can see the initial sketch I did. It's on the wall behind me. And I literally drew it to scale and then projected points into space and then forward and then down and plotted it. Very cartography style. Well, thank you. I just started streaming fairly recently, so I'm still kind of learning this whole domain. But I do appreciate the people that are following me. You guys are all pretty awesome. I'm just literally just sitting here massaging her memory, trying to make it smooth. And I got a few, 100 people watch me massage this clay memory. Nothing weird about that at all. smooth. Yeah. Well, it's funny, like our familiarities, right? We literally have a coprocessor in our brain of recognition, right? And it's particularly good at faces, right? But anything that we have shape recognition of literally causes not even a process, but literally a spike. So I am literally working on an area right now that causes a spike in everybody, male and female. So while I think I did a fairly good job of getting the masses appropriate and the weights relative to the position, obviously if I don't smooth it out, it's going to trigger that recognition system in everybody's mind, right? You're gonna be distracted. Literally, me doing this is required for you not to be distracted by this, if that makes sense. If I didn't do this, you would continue to be distracted by this when looking at the figure. So I have to do this. I have to make this be basically perfect in order to not trigger your perception system to say that's not right, and then you can't look at anything but this. And I don't want you to look at this, at least not exclusively. So this area has to be perfect in order for you to see the rest of the figure. And it's actually kind of cold, dry clay, and is causing I'm having to put quite a bit of effort into this. And there's a chunk right there, which is annoying me, so I gotta cut that out, like something in the clay. No, it's still there. Sorry, there's a whole barrage of text going on. Yeah, I would agree with you that my favorite area is actually her back, more so than what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I'm a fan of. I like that part of the figure in general, male and female, and I specifically like it about female. I like the back. The upper back. I think it says a lot about the person. It's like part of the architecture of the person. If you think of a human as the Eiffel Tower, right? Like, how do they hold themselves? Like how do you stand? How do you hold yourself? I think your upper back says the enormous about you. I mean, it starts at the pelvis, right? So the transmission of personality, the essence of being from the pelvis upward into the upper back, I think is fundamental to all of us. So yes, I like the upper back. I think the upper back is kind of having a conversation with the lower back, with the pelvis. And that's my favorite, that conversation. I mean, actually, maybe that's what the essence. The conversation between the upper and lower back is my favorite. If that makes sense to anybody out there. I haven't even been looking at the stream. You talking to me? Yeah, that conversation with upper lower back is, I think, the most important thing to me. I'm gonna heat this clay up so it can move. I had a hard time, so that conversation I'm talking about between the upper and lower back is fundamental literally when I'm working in this material, when I'm working in steel. When I made the armature, I had to be very, very, very mindful of that relationship as far as visualizing, because she has the steel armature through her body, and I had to, like, if I get it wrong, forever I will never get it right? If the armature isn't right, you're never gonna get it right. So, and I was very afraid actually getting into this piece because part of me thought she needed to be more compressed. Her back needed to be more curved. She needed to be more compressed. Her shoulder needed to be closer to her knee, and I spent a lot of time literally just looking at the metal armature of this piece before I got into it, thinking whether or not I wanted it. And I feel pretty good about where I am right now. I think it's okay that she's open and that there's these negative spaces between limbs. I think I'm good, right? But initially I was really having this internal dialogue of, should she be more compressed? Should there be more curvature to this spine? But I think to get this regal shape, in her neck, in her head posture. I think we ended up where I needed to be. Anybody have any thoughts? Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the stretched musculature. By no means is this, you know, if you were to get a woman who looked somewhat like this, as if any woman could, this is fairly space alien, and put her in this pose, do a 3D scan, it's not going to look like this. This is an interpretation. So you're talking about the stretching, like the way the musculature stretches over, the bicep stretches over this humerus, the way it flows into this and over to there, that's interpretation. It's very motivated by reality, but it's interpretation of reality. It's not reality. Right? I specifically designed the way the rear deltoid moved in how I wanted you to feel this tension moving across her back. But it's not necessarily how it would look. Yeah, so actually, you know what? I'd love your feedback. Right now, her eyes are literally a concavity, right? When you look at it, her eyes are made up of shadow. There's no ball, per se. And I'm thinking about leaving it that way. I don't know. I mean, do you see what I'm talking about? Let me turn it so you can see. Do you see what I'm talking about? Her eyes are literally just a hole. And I'm thinking about leaving it that way. Well, I love that you guys love it. Oh, Beau Body, I'm sorry, dude. Strong, funny man mix. Pretty clever. All right, jackass. You are funny. You are the funny man. I'm looking forward to you coming to the club, Beau Body. It might be 4 to 6 months, to be honest, before we get the doors open. I met with my partners today. Probably 4 to 6 months before we get the liquor license, occupancy, everything designed. It's likely to be 6 months, dude. But it's gonna be the bomb. Oh my God, it's gonna be awesome. Like, sometimes I go into that building and I'm just like, how am I so lucky that this is what my life is gonna be right now? You know, I've had a pretty blessed life. Like, I think the number one thing that made me feel good about myself that's happened in the last couple of years is when my eldest son looked at me and he said, "Dad, you have a really interesting life." And I think there's an irony there, because when I was a kid, I mean, that was when I was his age, having an interesting life was probably the most important thing to me. And so to hear that voice, that essentially that young me look at me and be like, "Yeah, Dad, I mean, you just spent the last 2 years in Tokyo working on autonomous cars. Before that, you spent 20 years working on movies. And now you're making a art gallery nightclub." And for my son to look at me like, "Dad, you have a really interesting life." I don't know. I mean, I guess we all got our fig leaf, and that one's mine. Made me feel good about myself. All right. It's not Ronnie. You are invited. So we're gonna have a VIP room. So, any of y'all out there just need to stay present, come back, and I will get you hooked up with a pretty awesome VIP room that we're working on at the club. Here in, of all places, Kansas City, which is where I grew up. That's why we ended up here. How do I preserve this? This is gonna get cast. I cast it in an alloy, like bronze probably, maybe pewter. The Hellfire Room. Exactly, dude. I am gonna need some woman somewhere to be dressed up like the White Queen. That's all I'm saying. I just need it. I just one time. Just one time. I need a White Queen. That's all I'm saying. Actually, my wife would make a fantastic White Queen. What am I talking about? My wife would be the White Queen. Ugh. All right, I just need to tell my wife and dress up like the White Queen. I'm sitting here getting all fantastical, and I'm like, oh yeah, wait a minute. I married the White Queen. And she's a psychologist, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah, I am going to live stream the entire process of this thing, going to casting, molding, and casting the whole thing. Some of it's exploratory. I haven't actually done all of these things. I have actually never cast in bronze. I've done molds in silicone, but I have never cast in bronze. So there might be some curse words involved. I'm just warning you. Cover your ears, darling. Yeah, when I, let's see if I can find it real quick. I did this, oh, here it is. I actually found it real quick. Did I? Oh, I did. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So you'll remember this piece, Boom Body. Where's the camera at? What camera are we at right now? Yes, this piece, I actually dressed my wife up to model for it. And I actually made this garment and made her pose for it. That's kind of what my wife looks like. Throwing it up. A friend told me I was the hardest hair to draw. Well, now I'm curious. All right, you want to be a muse? You want to be a model? Well, show me your hair, nihilist. What you got? I'll draw your hair. I'm not afraid of your hair. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. Show me. Maybe I will be afraid. Maybe I'm gonna be mistaken. I'll cry. I'll say no. Yeah, that was Mercy. Yep. My wife is Mercy. That's what I did. That's what I did. I think that was a little Angelo Badalamenti we just heard. You like my hair? Is that what you're referring to? Are you complimenting on my hair? Well, thank you. I'm a blush. You're gonna make me blush. What we got here? Pick stitch. Pick stitch. That sounds like a very that sounds like profanity, but then it's not. Like there's nothing profane about that name, but it sounds profane. Pick stitch. Sounds very profane. Very dirty. A dirty sounding name. Dirty. Dirty. Shh, dirty. Oh, okay. Where are we going to move next? Oh my goodness! Somebody just dingled me. I just got dingled by. D Journey Louise just dingled me. I showed her how to dangle. Thank you. How long have I been sculpting? I've been working on this one for Boom Body, Mr. Clerical, most of January. I've been working on this sculpture most of January, but you know, time off. Got sick, a couple hours here and there. How I've been sculpting in life? I mean, academically, went to school in art school in New York in the 90s. Then I graduated and worked in visual effects, so been sculpting digitally for the last few decades. So this is actually the first time my hands have touched clay in literally 20 years since I've touched clay. It's been a minute. The Beau and the DJ know each other. It's that kind of party. Now it feels dirty. I'm going to cast it in a resin initially, and then I'll cast it in an alloy. Of course, I'm defaulting to bronze because, you know, I guess I want the validation from dead people. Because all dead artists do things in bronze. But old Boom Body over here was pushing for the pewter. I think I'm going to leave things more simple than I initially thought. I was thinking I'd get more detailed, but honestly, I'm liking some of the roughness I have going on. You know, like not refining certain shapes and places. So I don't know, I'm not sure. Somebody the other night asked me, how do you know when you're done? And I said, well, when you go from feeling like you're exploring to going like you're trying to impress somebody, you're freaking done. I don't think I'm there yet. Obviously I haven't even finished, like the bird still has to be done. So I don't think I'm at the stage where I'm more trying to impress than I am explore. But it could come soon. Like I think it's gonna come on all of a sudden, like 1 minute, like, oh crap, I didn't realize it, but just this second, just now, I'm done. You know, my real inspirations, people like Camille Claudel, you know, you could literally see her fingerprints in the sculpt. And you get someone like Bernini, another inspiration of mine. I mean, he's working in a different medium. He's working chiseling and clay. Different experience. And he ended up being a little more refined. I'm gonna put this in a new gallery, that's for sure. So yeah, there's a little bit, you're right. So relative to the new gallery, it's like there is a little bit of that I'm trying to impress you that I can't get away from because I ain't trying to impress you. I'm gonna put it in a gallery, like out there for the freaking public to see. Well, not that, you know, it's not on the public right now at this exact moment, right? You guys are watching me make it, but there is a certain reality factor of public, right? Put it out there, people are gonna see it. So yeah, can't ignore that there is a trying to impress people factor. What do I do with it is the question. Exactly, Boom Body. When John Singer Sargent says, shut the fuck up, you shut the fuck up. And for anyone who has no idea what I'm talking about, that's my mantra for my dead teacher. The person I've never met, the person I haven't met, he died 100 years before I was born, John Singer Sargent. When John Singer Sargent, debatably the best portrait artist in history, says, shut the fuck up, that's when you stop. That's when you put the brush down, you put the clay down, you put the tool down, you stop. When John Singer Sargent says, shut the fuck up, is when you stop. And I haven't hit it yet. John has not made an appearance on my stream yet. The dead effigy of John Singer Sargent has not manifested and said, Beau, shut up. So, I will keep going. Well, first of all, I haven't even started the bird. Although honestly, like I get into the bird and I might not refine a lot of these things. I might not refine the cloth. I might not refine the feet. I don't know. I might leave this. I might leave it sloppy. Just put the bird in and the shadow, which is the base. I don't know. John might make an appearance at an unknown time and tell me to shut up. Thank you. What's your name there? CyberX Venues. Thank you. Yeah, I do think I either need to simplify in some areas and sculpt a little more in other areas on the hair. Oh, but yeah, I don't think that's per se done. But it's not bad. Get a little diddly, squiggly on this side. Before old John shows up and defames my personal value. That John, he's a cruel man. John's a cruel man. This man that died 100 years before I was born, he's a very cruel man. Relentless in his criticisms. Relentless. Good. Oh, Lele has been around. Oh my goodness, I just noticed. Hello, Lele. I hope you're still there to hear me at least salute you. Thank you for coming. I have missed you. Oh, how we've missed you. Look forward to next time. I'll be here tomorrow night. Doing it again. We were all in love with Di, and we were doing it in Texas. What is the thing I'm not doing? What is the thing I'm missing? I don't know. Maybe nothing. Anyone else here in love with Di and doing it in Texas? I know you know what I'm talking about, Boom Buddy. Oh my goodness, someone diddled me. Oh my. It's Neutrone. If it was It's Negroni, I would be suspect. Are you Negroni? I do enjoy some butthole service. I have to walk all the way over here to allow that to be in here because of the auto mod, and I will. Oh, how I will allow that. You are allowed. How are you allowed? How do I make you be allowed? Allow. From TikTok. I see. You are a TikTokian. You talk of the tick. Notrone. Welcome. Ears. Well, that's a good question. Ears person. That is a good question. Right now, I'm totally I don't know. I don't know that I need ears. It's a good question. Do I need ears? I don't know. I'm not sure I want ears. I'm sure I need ears. I'm not sure that ears improve it as a piece of art. Or is it just this feeling of mandatory, you know, anatomical, like adherence or dictum? But aesthetically, I'm not sure she needs ears. Right? I think ears would cause a stagnation of flow between her hair and her face that I don't think is going to improve. So I think we don't have ears. I don't mind the waste of time. Something or another in my head. Yeah, I don't really know the lyrics. And followed every account on all the platforms. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you for showing up and saying hello, representing, and following. Makes me feel good about myself. That's what I need. I need to feel good about myself. I'm saying that like it's sarcastic, but it's really not. Dude, I have gotten banned repeatedly. Yeah, don't act like I figured anything out. I get banned about every 36 minutes, so don't think that I figured anything out. I haven't. I get banned constantly. I'm probably gonna get banned because you said that. Here's my flaws. Here's my observation, is that I think that they don't actually do visual recognition when it comes to the banning as much as they're doing text recognition. So I think when people who are in your chat say obscene things, that's when they start assuming you're a naughty one. So like if you guys were all talking about her naughty bits, I'm gonna get freaking banned. Like right, you could actually make me get banned by talking about her naughty bits. That's what I think. And hello, why? Yes, did I just break 1,000? Well, meow now. Hello, it's you. So I think it's you guys, honestly, I think it's you guys being respectful and, you know, being awesome that is keeping me from getting banned. Because I have been banned, right? And I think that right now I'm in a strange sweet spot because the people that are chilling out in the room here are being awesome and not saying obnoxious things. How the hell is Wyatt on there? It's after 10:30, by the way. Oh, I turned it off and I never turned it on. Yeah, so my kid is upstairs watching right now, and I'm like, wow, I turned the internet off on 10:30 on school nights, but I just realized I turned it off because we're having a freaking snow day. It is blizzard here in the Midwest. Wow. Have I thought about symbolics? Well, there's a lot of symbology. Symbolism. On her body, I mean, I don't know. I love tattoos as far as imagery on body and symbols and things, but I don't ever really indulge in it in my own work, to be honest. I'm really about morphology. I'm really about shape. I'm really about three-dimensional shape. So I don't think I want to detract from, you know, the physical symbolism that I'm getting here. And I really got to stop wienering out. I gotta tomorrow night. I promise all of you, tomorrow night is bird night. We are working on a bird tomorrow night. Bam. Tomorrow night is bird night. Promise you. Yeah, you're right, Pick Stitch. You're all of the, you know, animal sodomy artist just really ruined it. It's really ruined it. It also made me appreciative. So the first time I got banned on Twitch, I was very, very, very upset. And I started looking around other platforms that I could stream on. And I don't remember what it is. Boombody, you probably remember. I looked at another platform and I'm like, it seemed like it was liberated. This is like the libertarian platform. And I went to it, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this platform because screw Twitch. And I went there and I'm like, oh, this is actually the anime bestiality platform. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, no, okay, I guess we need rules, because otherwise I don't want to be on the platform with the animal bestiality dudes. Like, that's not my thing. That's not who I am. I don't want to be there. So, now I'm in an interesting, intellectual quagmire of like, well, okay. They think I'm perverse, but I don't want to be with the actually perverse people? All right. I guess we just keep doing what we're doing and see how we go. I mean, for me, I actually think I like nude, right? Nude is my thing. I think nude is not perverse. I think semi-clad is perverse, right? Because you're actually telling a narrative. You're telling your story. Oh, I'm partially nude, therefore there's a perverse dynamic to that, in my opinion. So, I've obviously drawn and sculpted thousands of nude figures. For me, nude is not perverse. Semi-clad, scantily clad is perverse. That's a perversity. Right? So I have a very different view of what is perverse than, obviously, platforms. I don't know. John Singer Sargent's starting to talk to me, Boombody. He started talking to me about certain areas and saying you need to stop doing that and leave it alone. It might be time to get into Bird and Shadow. I don't know, man. Like, if the bird is dropping my kibbles and bits, I'll start working on, like, I actually need to buy more clay. I'm running out of clay. Where's my squeezel? Right, big old piece of chalk here. So I'm actually thinking, so like this base that I'm referring to is going to come back from our foot. This. I just seriously just threw my wine on the ground. That's awesome. So glad I did that. Not only am I upset, but I also have a mess. So I'm upset that I lost my wine and I have a mess. So you guys have to wait a second while I at least do a cursory removal of my mess. Because I'm a grown man in at least one or two ways. Oh, look, a clean spot. It's awesome. Well, that's nice. Well, now I'm annoyed. Wine everywhere, and jerky lurky. Well, we're gonna go to the animal horn. Okay, here we are together. Anyway, okay, so drawing shadow of bird, right? She is definitely going to have a knife in her hand. Yes, that is the narrative. She has a knife in her hand. So the narrative is, obviously, this is going to be a phoenix, right? And the phoenix is coming to perch and land in her hand. She has a knife. She's going to, this is more like a sacrifice. She's going to sacrifice the phoenix. And there's some metaphor, obviously, there. The phoenix is often a placid thing, right? A passive and placid figure. It burns up and reincarnates. But she literally is going to, she is going to sacrifice her phoenix, manifesting her own reincarnation. That's the idea. You know, she's not sitting around waiting for the phoenix to rebirth in front of her. She's going to murder. She's going to sacrifice her phoenix with this knife and bring about her own reincarnation. That's what this piece is about. I need to go buy more clay tomorrow and clean up the huge wine mess I made. I've been working on this the month of January, a few hours a day, a couple hours a day, honestly, probably 2 hours a day, but took a week off because I was sick. So we're looking at like 4 weeks. I think I did the math the other day. I'm probably up to like 40 hours into this thing-a-ling you're looking at. If I had to guess, guessing 40 hours. That's your question. Will I sell this? Well, I'm gonna make casts of it. I'm gonna cast it in resin. I'm gonna cast it in an alloy like bronze. So yeah, if you're super into it, you can get it. You can have this. It's going to be in a gallery here in Kansas City in a few months as well. I don't mind the time. I'm into the sound that's happening in my ears, though. I will be honest with you, I don't like this sound. This is going to go away now. Sorry. What, did I miss anybody say anything? Is this live or pre-recorded? Get the hell out of here, Bumble. Bubbin? Get the hell out of here. What you think I be doing? This is live, dude. Be doing this. This is what I be doing. I don't know what you be doing. This is what I be doing. Okay. What are we gonna do next, other than spilling our booze and making a jackass of ourselves? What's next? I don't mind mistakes of time. Swank, you better apologize. I'm just messing with you, dude. Seriously, I just spilled my wine and cleaned it up in front of you. And you're wondering if it's live? I don't think anybody pre-records themselves cleaning up wine that they just spilled on the floor haphazardly. It's pretty damn obvious that this is a live shit show. Full show. It's a very, very live shit show happening. Inspiration for this piece. I wish I had a good answer for you, and I don't. I mean, I literally kind of went in the zone, and it just started happening, which is a really kind of douchebag thing to say, but it's true. Like, there is no real inspiration for this piece. Desperation. I would say desperation is as close to any answer I'm going to give you. I wanted to do something, and I had a collection of a few different references of figures, but the narrative came about in the doing. You know, it was just more of an exploration of self. So I wish I had a better answer for you of inspiration, but I don't. It was just more of a like, you know, do it. So when people in this stream have asked me, how do I get started sculpting? And I'm like, put clay in your hand. I'm not saying that like dismissively, because that's how I literally work. Like, okay, it's, you know, it's Monday, and you're gonna sculpt. Put some clay in your hand. Like that's not being dismissive on my part. It's like it's more like it's honest. It's time to go. It's hero time. It's time to shine. You know. So, yeah, that's my process. Complete chaos. Thank you. Yeah, just getting in there, and I think getting dirty is incredibly important. And I've worked in a variety of sectors. You know, most recently I was actually in Tokyo working on autonomous cars. And I've worked in a lot of, you know, technology. I've worked in a lot of art fields. I honestly think that I feel fairly secure in my creative process, whether that's technology or otherwise, which is really just get dirty. Or, you know, someone was watching me. It was actually at our drawing group in Tokyo, and a good friend of mine looked at me and he said, you just make a mess and clean it up. It's like your whole process is just make a mess. And then your creative process is cleaning up that mess. And I'm like, you're not wrong. You are not wrong, dude. And I've been analyzing it ever since he said that. I'm like, that's literally my creative process. Make a mess, clean it up. So, you know, that's gonna be my answer. To anybody's asking about either my process or my advice, it's fucking make a mess. Get in there and make a goddamn mess. And once you have a mess, now you're ready to get started. And I have infuriated people. I have infuriated people at Toyota for sure with that attitude. They did not like me at Toyota in Tokyo. No. Oh no, they did not. And that did not bother me one bit. A little like the Phoenix Goddess. You know? Oh no, I got flagged for boobies again. God damn TikTok, you guys suck. It just means you're in a little bit. I have to turn off the stream and restart it. I got flagged for being a naughty boy by TikTok. They don't appreciate me. I might discover my talent. Wow. discover it. I don't even answer that question. Aggressively? I don't know. I'm not sure there's such thing as talent. I don't know. I have to think about that for a second. Does talent exist? I don't know. That is a really good question. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna shut off the stream. I'm gonna be back in about 1 minute. Please, everybody, come back. Love to see you in about 60 seconds. Doing well. I'm aware that I'm still live on TikTok. I'm on Twitch and YouTube. I don't know. Anybody listening? Anybody there? This is literally Beau in the dark. Now you can't see me. I'm in the dark. I'm auditorily resonating with you, if you are in fact there. How does that make you feel? What does that make you think? That didn't sound good. Hello, Bumbody. Were you listening to that little nonsensical diatribe in the dark? Oh, what to do? What to meow? What gets me out next? Yeah, I knocked something over in the dark. I don't even know what it was. Beau in the dark, knocked something over in the dark. I don't know what it was. What you think of that bikini, dude? That bikini I sent you a picture of? I'm like, oh, that was fire, right? I mean, literally, there was fire on it, but man, that was sexy, right? Am I wrong? I'm naive. I don't know about chainmail, but made me have a feeling. I had a couple feelings that day. You made similar ones? Yeah, all right. To get your wares up in here. To find a place for your McSnizzle. There's something to be manifested. Something to be done. Something that needs to be made available to a consumer market. Put it that way. I am working on it. Hello, everybody who's either coming back or is new after the pee-pee break blues. can trim those out like crazy. Oh, goodness. Really? 500 to 600 in stock, and I can trim those out like crazy. Jesus, I don't even know what to say to that. Okay, you're saying you could churn out those bikini things with the red Sonya breeches? That's what you're saying? Yes, she's going to be holding a bird. That is the whole intention, that she is holding a bird. Hopefully reminiscent of a phoenix. By that I mean phoenix. Yes. She's holding a phoenix-like bird. What do you think that means, metaphorically? Which, there's no right answer. I'm just literally saying, what does that mean to you? If she's literally holding a knife in one hand and a phoenix in another, there's no right answer. I'm just asking, what do you think that means? What are your thoughts? You don't know? Oofa. She's going to have an internal flame for a soul. Yeah, my interpretation or my thoughts are that she is accepting in. She's not claiming, she's letting the phoenix land in her hand. She's seducing, if you might say, the phoenix to land in her hand. But she's going to sacrifice it. She's going to murder the phoenix. And what the phoenix represents is reincarnation. So she's going to bring about her own reincarnation by sacrificing her own phoenix. So this is a very active version of self-actualization. She is not waiting for the phoenix to come to her. She's not waiting for the phoenix to reincarnate itself. She's going to self-actualize by sacrificing the phoenix. And that's what it means to me. Hello, hello. Poochfad? That's an interesting name. blessed as an amazing artist. Absolutely. Thank you. I just read what you said. Thank you. I'm intending to cast this when I'm done, yes. In an alloy. Either bronze or aluminum, pewter, something. It's gonna get alloy. It's definitely gonna get alloy cast. And I will do it all live. Oh yeah. I'm gonna stream it. You're gonna see the whole freaking thing if you want to. You're gonna see it live, or you'll be able to see a video on demand on YouTube. I'm gonna do this for real, and it's gonna be documented. You're gonna see the whole process. Oh yes, yes you will. I'm going to name, at least currently anyway, I'm referring to this as the Hand of Fate. See if that's the date that gets retained, but that's what I'm currently thinking of it as, the Hand of Fate. Why did this come up on my feed at this moment? I don't know. You tell me. Like, is that a good thing? Are you glad that it did? Are you glad this was in your feed? I mean, if you want to see more of this, then I think you know what to click. Or if you don't, then don't. And there we go. Somebody did something that made this be naughty, and someone I just got flagged by frickin' TikTok for being fucking naughty again. It's really annoying. Like, it's really annoying. Like, censored for this being naughty is fairly offensive, honestly, considering the culture we live in. The things that are on social media, this is considered to be sexual. Like, that's grotesque. It's grotesque to label what I'm doing as sexual. But it just happened. TikTok just labeled me just now as sexual content. That's not okay. Well, thank you, Gerald, and Danny, and Conchi, and K2 Mez, and B9 Brandon. I love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. Like, you actually, I mean, I say that like it sounds like I'm being dismissive of old thank you. Like, no, it kind of actually means quite a bit to actually have you guys say the things you say. It makes me feel like I'm, like, even though the algorithm is saying I'm naughty, to have actual people say otherwise is fairly significant, right? Because, like, fuck whatever fucking AI nonsense algorithm is saying I'm naughty. But having humans say they appreciate it is totally different. All right, I'm gonna give it one more shot. I'm gonna restart the stream one more time tonight after being naughty labeled. So if y'all are on there, you want to come back, I'll be back in just a second. I'm gonna stop the stream and I'm gonna restart it. All right, this is it. This is my last stream of the night. If we get labeled as naughty again, I am just gonna be out for the night. Wasabi. Boom butter! Dude, thank you. Welcome to the madness. A little bit of madness. Not a lot of madness. A little bit of madness for sure. Definitely can't deny. I feel like we've been pretty tame lately, dude, though. I feel like it's been fairly tame. The stream's been pretty tame. I think we haven't been too crazy. I've been over. Yeah, exactly. I've been drinking wine, which I can metabolize almost as fast as I can drink it. So you might be right there. That might be the difference is that I'm off the hard liquor. I've been cultured since. Star Phoenix? Oh, thank you. Welcome to Fantasy Island. Thank you for coming. Please, as a newcomer, give me your objective thoughts. Star Phoenix, the conch is yours. So she's not falling over because, find an angle, she has an armature made of 5/16 steel all thread. There was what was his name? Really bad with names. Mr. Viking guy, Umbadi, coached me through the process of making bending that thing. Little torch action. Lost Viking, and made a steel armature, so she's supported in two places. Her toe and this cloth coming off of her buttocks. Femur is not properly represented right there. A little bit more mass on that. It's true. Yeah, I was totally strong manning that shit. It got a little gnarly up in here. I don't know about any other platform, but you can find it on YouTube if you really want to see the legacy of the complete nonsense that I imbued. It is on the YouTube channel, legacy-wise. All the crazy nonsense I did in the beginning. Does your finger tat? Yes. This is my marriage ring. Yeah. Stick it up in the. Yes. So there's a story behind that. Thank you for asking. Is it Haley? So I have been through half a dozen wedding rings, and the reason why is because I take them off when I'm working because they drive me crazy. So I keep losing them, and they were, just those. They were cool. They were titanium, but they weren't super expensive or anything like that. It was no big deal. And then I kind of went for a while without even wearing one. But then I took a job in Tokyo, and I went to Tokyo, and my wife was like, well, "Yeah, you're not going to a foreign country without me." for an extended period of time and not wearing a wedding ring. And previous to that, I'd always been like, whenever she'd give me shit about not wearing a wedding ring, I'm like, I don't care. Like, let's go get a tattoo. I don't care. But then when it came down to like, you're leaving the country for 2 years, yeah, it became a bigger deal, and it was, I think, important to her. So of course I did it. So yeah, I literally got this ring tattoo with my kids there in the tattoo parlor watching Dad getting his wedding ring tattooed before he went to Tokyo. That's the story behind that. Yeah, it was a bonding for sure. I mean, it's the only tat I had. I'm not, like literally my son was like, looked at me like, Dad, I don't think you're a tat guy. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm not a tat guy, son. I'm not a tat guy. I don't dislike tats. I'm just not a tat guy. I have no tats. It's not my thing. I'm like, no, I'm not a tat guy. But yeah, I don't actually think of this as a tat. Like, if you were to ask me, do you have a tat? I'd say no. But then I'd be like, oh yeah, I guess I do. Like, I'm just not a tat guy. It's not my thing. But I do have a wedding ring that is part of my skin. Yeah, I think, as a parent, you're always kind of a performer. And your kids are always watching, right? They're always, they're like space alien. Being a human, right, is a little bit like being a space alien. And observing this culture in this world, and your parents are the metric, for better or for worse. So yeah, I do think that it probably had an impact on the kids. They literally watched Dad get a tattoo of his wedding ring before he went to Tokyo. Yeah. No, I mean, marriage isn't hard. I mean, I've had a rough marriage in some points, right? Like we've definitely had our downs, and so yeah, for sure, the symbolism is important. It is. Mom and Dad have been through some shit. Mom and Dad have we've been through it, right? And that's part of the whole like demonstration of what it is to be human beings, to be married with kids. Like Mom and Dad have been through some shit, and they're still doing it. Yeah. Sure. One camera went down, serious? Oh shit, one camera did go down. What in the fuck? Back up now. There we go. Thank you for alerting me. It's a shit show, one-man production company here. Now the other, is there another camera down or just the one? Looks like the OBS is up and the Canon's up. Let's see if the other robot's up. That's the OBS. Clay. Well, yes, this is Clay. Can't have strong marriage without hate and love to work through to build. We're 36 years in. That's a minute or two. A lot of minutes. Good for you. I don't know if you can see what his camera angle. So I did a drawing. super loose drawing. It's on the wall behind before I started. That's pretty much it. When the camera changes, hopefully you can see it. This is a lot of clay. This is like freaking 30 pounds of clay. A lot of freaking clay. There's a lot of clay in this woman. Doesn't look like it, but there's like 30 pounds of clay. Well, you know, almost done, no, because this whole bird thing hasn't happened yet. I'm gonna get my, I gotta get my whole thing on with this bird. I mean, sure, I could say at some point like, oh no, I like leaving it loose and gestural, and we'll call it done. Except like I have to do the bird. So the bird is definitely gonna happen first. So I think tomorrow night, I promise you, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, bird night. Promise you, we will bird night. Tuesday night. Who just dangled me? Star Phoenix just dangled my. How would you put something so big in a kiln? It's not gonna kiln. I'm gonna cast this in silicone. Make a first. I'm gonna make a resin, and then I'll make alloy. So I will not kiln this. I mean, you could get a kiln this big if I wanted to like cast and mold it in some form of ceramic. Yeah, sure. I mean, the kiln, it's not that big. It's whatever, 2.5 foot, probably angle dangle. Sassy wife showed up. Anybody want to see her? Should we coax her in? She won't come in. Sassy wife won't come on my stream. She's just gonna stand over there looking sassy. Just dingling and dangling and just lesbianing. I'm actually pretty tuckered out. I'm probably gonna finish soon. I'm just sitting here at this point. I'm just sitting here spinning this thing and talking about it. I'm avoiding getting into the parts that I don't want to get into, which is the bird. That's like the big deal. What's that? It is the most exciting part. I think that's why I'm like so like. She. You know what? That's your projection. She needs to be let free. She is free. It's the whole point. She's literally gonna sacrifice the phoenix. She's just fucking free as you get. But I gotta do the bird. But yeah, I'm dubious. I'm dubious about the bird because I don't want to sit here and sculpt feathers, but I do want it to look like flames. So the feathers are gonna look like our hair, but I don't really know what that looks like yet. I'm figuring that out. Spinning makes the bird fly. Yeah. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's bird night. Well, come here. Oh, I'm gonna come to bed soon. Never actually comes over. You're right. My wife never comes on the screen. It's true. She's very sassy. She's very sassy, but she's never present. Yes, your wife. My wife has shown up in chat a few times. You're right. When I'm his age, I don't know. I don't know that I like that sentiment. My age. What do you mean, you people? You old people. Yeah. Tomorrow night, promise you. Tomorrow night is bird night because it needs to happen because otherwise what the hell are we doing here? Tomorrow night, bird night. It's gonna be good. Real good. goodness gracious, I got dingled again. Who dingled me? Oh, P-O-C-H fad. Pooch fad? Pooch fad. Yeah, she does. She's very sassy. She doesn't even come over and say hi. You're right, buddy. Yes. All right. I don't know. I might close it up for the night, guys. Don't let my energy dissipating. But I promise you, tomorrow night is bird night. I have to get my head straight. Get my bird on. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. You guys are giving me a lot of love, and I appreciate it. Tomorrow night, we're getting into the bird. Flames. Just think, flames. And hopefully I don't disappoint. Yeah, exactly. There's gonna be a lot of there's a lot of snow here tomorrow. I'll be able to make snow angels tomorrow for inspiration. We're expecting a blizzard, so whoever you are, River City Raven, yeah, you know where I am. It's gonna be a mess tomorrow up here in the Midwest mess. All right, love you guys so much. I'm gonna sign off for the night. Tomorrow night, bird night tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. Good night.